Well, hey everybody all over Australia, this is Pat Mesiti live at 5, and what a response we've had from the last few days of our broadcast here at Live at 5. Now, I've got to, right at the very beginning, give you some exciting news. We have been absolutely bombarded with our live global webinar we have on tomorrow night, 7 p.m. with Mark Victor Hansen, a guy that sold over 500 million books. And speaking about the new economy, Mark's got some great insights. Mark is highly connected on the political, economical, banking system field, and he's really going to share about the new economy and what you have to know right now. Robert Kiyosaki estimates that 15% of businesses, and we will hit 15% unemployment. And make no mistake about it, if we keep these despots in power, like Dan Andrews and Anastasia Palaszczuk, and her Batman and Robin, well, the Three Stooges actually, has Jeanette, Anastasia, and Steve, I want to have a go, Miles, you know. But let me tell you, you've got to create your own economy, guys. And what I'm going to be sharing to you tonight and tomorrow night are real eye-openers. And so I want to have my say about the Australian Medical Association, or the Queensland portion of that. And then I want to highlight that they're all part of this, as far as what I can see, this socialist agenda. Chris Perry, the head of the AMA in Queensland, who last year as a doctor, head of the AMA, started pushing the Greens agenda and the Labor agenda of climate change and all this kind of stuff, abandoned that this year, and now comes out swinging against us, the people of Australia, the people of Queensland, that we need to back off from precious little Jeanette. Well, why would they do that? Firstly, why would the head of the AMA in Queensland stand on the parliamentary lawn with Miles behind him and Jeanette there and cry poor them, and of course take the hit for Anastasia, who passes the buck everywhere, and that's not leadership? Well, quite frankly, let me just say this. I have known a couple of doctors, and quite frankly, I'd never go back to them. Just because you're a doctor doesn't qualify you for intelligence or wisdom, at least. And I'm for doctors. Believe me, I've got a couple I go to, and they are awesome. They are incredible. They are intelligent, and they're not buying this narrative. The Australian Medical Association in Queensland has become a little side shoot of the Labor Party. They want Anastasia voted back. They want all these lockdowns, for whatever reason, kept in place because it goes to their narrative. Let me just say this. Dr. Paul Kelly, Canberra, one of the highest qualified epidemiologists in the world, on 2 boards of the World Health Organization, says that lockdowns and these border restrictions are unnecessary and unproductive. Yet Chris Perry gets up on national TV, media spotlight, and says, back off. Your job, sir, is to protect the sick, not quarantine the healthy. This is the first time in history anyone has ever done that. Number 2, why are you standing besides the Labor leader? You see, the AMA in Queensland are card-carrying members of the Labor Party. They came out, I think it was 2016-15, came out swinging against the then Premier of Queensland. And basically, they have a political agenda. I don't know whether it's they get funding or what it is. But I can tell you one thing, that a lot of doctors and professionals right now are fighting against this. Let me tell you what I feel about some doctors. And again, I'm not anti-doctors, I'm for them. Don't get me wrong. I've got a lot of doctors out there watching me, and I respect you for what you do. Just the other day, my friend Mark Victor Hansen was on a talkback radio show. Mark Victor Hansen ended up getting coronavirus. So he went and bulked up on hydroxychloroquine and zinc, cleared it in a matter of days. On an interview on a prominent radio station up here in Queensland, after I conducted this interview, a doctor got up and said, oh, that's only one case, and who knows? It's not just one case. There are hundreds of cases. There are countries that have hardly been touched by COVID-19 who have used hydroxychloroquine and zinc. Yet one doctor gets up and disparages a man who has a testimony of using it and was very sick, and it cleared up in a matter of days. Let me tell you something. Dead doctors won't lie. But the living ones right now, some of them, especially in the AMA in Queensland, they have political agendas. They're card-carrying members of the Labor Party. And remember, they are a union. And a lot of them now, especially the head of it, Chris Perry, is having major backlash from his own constituents. You see, COVID is a lefties, greenies, socialist dream. And let me tell you why. Number one, free money for everybody. There are people out there abusing the system right now with the whole JobKeeper. Free money. Number two, big government and control. They love it. Socialists love government control. Number three, dictatorial leadership. It's a dream for them. Number four, here's a big one for the greenies. No travel. That means carbon dioxide, and, all the climate change. They're all chanting and screaming. This is a hooray moment for them. Planes can't travel. Look how clear this. Look how clear the waters are. What a bunch of rot. While people are suiciding, while people are going broke, while families are being torn apart. Let me tell you something. The job of the AMA in Queensland is to treat the sick, to protect the sick, not punish the healthy, and certainly not to make political statements for a regime that's gone out of control up here in Queensland. A regime, and it is a regime, who cries, poor, poor. Anastasia, you hung yourself on your own gallows. Your heartlessness. It's not about, there is no COVID-19 up here right now, but you've still got these hard border closures that are hurting people. Leading epidemiologists, sorry for not, sometimes I talk so fast and too many caffeines. Leading specialists in Lismore are saying these hard border closures don't work. You're suppressing families. Your suicide rates are out of control. Domestic violence, and God knows, and I'll deal with this in another episode, the pedophilia and sexual abuse is going on right under the cover of COVID. Yet where's the AMA of Queensland speaking about that? Where's the statistics on suicide? Where's the stats on domestic violence? Where's the stats, Mr. AMA, Chris Perry, where are you? And when you were asked on today's show why you did it, you're like, I'll tell you why. You probably had a script, you read like a patsy, because you guys now are card-carrying members, and have been for a long time, of the labor unions. I want everybody to listen to me. Please hear me. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a rational thinking person. The modeling was wrong. The lockdowns aren't working. The social distancing has caused people to be ostracized and alienated. The domestic violence has gone through the roof. Suicide rates are skyrocketing and have killed more than coronavirus ever will. And our farmers are at their wits' end. Our economy is completely a mess. And by the way, Anastasia Palaszczuk, why don't you release what's really going on in business in Queensland? The heartlessness, when you suppress. This is what I don't get about Chris Perry and AMA Queensland. You stood up there defending Jeanette Young's decision to choose $17 million in Tom Hanks and the AFL over parents and kids. I think you forgot your Hippocratic oath. You might have called it, maybe it was a hypocritical oath. Doctors should not be political pawns. Sadly, Chris Perry and the AMA of Queensland, that's what you've become. Hiding behind the Labor Party's agenda. I hope the good people of Queensland, when we get to voting, you spread the news. Remember the heartlessness. Remember this could happen to you, your family, your brothers, your sisters. They do not, heartlessness does not discriminate. Coldness, and it's not protect. Oh, but Pat, they protected us from COVID. Now, let me tell you who's protected us from COVID. We the people. We the people. Now, we the people want our borders opened. This scathing attack on people from the South that they're dirty. This is a political agenda, because one is a Liberal Party state, one is a Labor Party state. Make no mistake about it. And then, last of all, they attack Scott Morrison. Scott Morrison didn't make it public. You guys made it public. Scott Morrison called you privately. Matter of fact, I heard the interview. It was a plea from the heart of a good man. But you, Steve Miles, you coward, you don't qualify to even tie this guy's shoes. You get the AMA, a union-driven people, on board to protect another woman who cries that she hasn't had a day off in 300 days. Well, as I said in previous shows, that would explain your lack of judgment, Dr. Jeanette Young. It would explain your erraticism, your heartlessness, and your coldness. Go and have a rest and give us a rest. Well, this is Pat Mesiti. Remember, we're voting soon. Spread the word. Let's get rid of these people and let's move on. Over the next few days, I'm going to share with you on where we need some help on polling booths. I make no mistake about it. I'm going to be out there. I'm going to be out there doing my best, handing out leaflets, supporting people and supporting people that want to free us from this regime. And this is no longer about Labor and Liberal. It's about right and wrong, good and evil, freedom or suppression. This is Pat Mesiti. You have a prosperous life.